Hello everyone, we have our full moon in Libra report. Are you ready to find out about this really amazing full moon? It's actually going to bring in some thunder and maybe some catalysts that you need to move you forward. So our full moon in Libra, the tagline for the full moon in Libra is Moonlight and Mars Fire, a celestial balancing act. So we have our full moon on the 12th or 13th of April, depending on where you're living. Do check your times, okay? So it's at 8:22 p.m. EST time and 1:22 a.m. UK time. With the moon at 23 degrees and 20 minutes Libra, directly opposite the sun at 23 degrees and 20 minutes of Aries. The full moon in Libra is luminous call to equilibrium, an invitation for you to dance between the self and the other. So your inner self and the others, fire and air, action and harmony. Sitting at the 23:20 point, opposite Aries, the moonlight shines brightest on our relationships, on the art of balance, and the courage it takes to choose peace over power. But it's no ordinary full moon. Of course, it would not be. This cosmic table is set with a celestial smorgasbord of aspects that stir the pot, challenge the status quo, and whisper change through every subtle shift, casting her light over the ever-shifting axis of self and other, of assertion and harmony, of action and artistry. Oh wow, it's just wonderful, it's amazing, right? We're midwifing a powerful moment in the zodiacal wheel. An invitation to find beauty within the storm. The moon in Libra, ruled by Venus, longs for peace, fairness and connection. But across the sky, the sun in Aries, bold and blazing, insists on autonomy and direct motion. And Aries is always going to do that. It wants you to shift and move and get to where you're going, okay? We're balancing the mirror between what we need as individuals and what we need in a relationship. But this is not your average full moon, because it's a cosmic crossfire. So why is it a cosmic crossfire? We'll find out in a little while. The Libra Aries axis, the balance between me and we. The Libra moon seeks diplomacy, grace, connection, while the Aries sun ignites the fires of your individuality and your self-leadership. This opposition is about reconciling those two poles. How do you stand strong in your truth without tipping the scales in favour of ego or codependence? The moon trine Jupiter lends you hope here, okay? There's optimism and a wide-angle lens to this balancing act. It's about seeing what really is. There's an opportunity here for expansive insight, forgiveness, and a deeper understanding of how we relate, especially in the face of what challenges us. So here's where we get this crossfire. So we've got an opposition cross. Mars, Pluto, Sun, Moon. So on the chart, you've got Sun here, Moon here, Pluto here, Mars here. So it causes an opposition cross, okay? With Mars opposing Pluto, the Sun, Moon opposition forming an axis of a grand cross. We're not just feeling torn, we're feeling charged. Tensions rise. Mars, the planet of will, fire, and physicality, meets Pluto, the god of the underworld and transformation. I'm spying because of that Haitian energy, so watch out. Expect power struggles, deep revelations, and maybe a few old emotional skeletons dancing into the light. Mars, our drive, our fire, opposes Pluto, our shadows, our transformation, forming a potent and volatile energetic thread, which can stir a kind of inner conflict, power dynamics, or a deep need to assert control. It's not light, but it's revelatory. Something may surface now that just needs to be faced with radical honesty and a sense of brave vulnerability, okay? The opposition cross the full moon intensifies emotional reactions, and it calls for a conscious action. You actually actively being in the thing that you're doing, checking it, and being physically aware, okay? There's potential for alchemical transformation here, but only if you're willing to move through the discomfort without burning down the bridge. Now, the Sun and the Moon both square Mars, which can inflame irritation and that burnout, as we were saying before. but it also gives you an energy to act, to liberate, to move forward. If you can pause long enough, then you can respond as opposed to reacting to this situation, okay? Because it is trying to push you into a space where you react in a tense way as opposed to a gentle way. So the tension point. So we've got Jupiter square Saturn and Venus. So while Jupiter wants to expand, Saturn sets boundaries. And with Venus caught in the mix, the tension might be feeling kind of a little bit, oh my word, because it's going to hit love, money, values. There may be a need to reconcile your idealism with realism, to walk the tightropes between faith and structure. This square asks you, are your values aligned with your growth? Are your commitments rooted in love or in fear? And it's time to find out. Right, are you ready? We're going to have our tarot for this beautiful Libra full moon. I was going to pause it because I thought I'd pause it and find the tarot, but they were right there. I just saw them. So we're going to be using the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, conceived by Rider-Waite and designed by Pamela Coleman-Smith, for our 2 cards I get for the full moons or new moons, depending on what they are. Oh, that one came out really, really quick. Wow. And another one for the full moon angels. There's just too many cards there. Okay, I'll take that one. Okay. Sometimes we have arguments, me and the angels. Well, not real arguments, but we have words. Let's put it like that. Okay, are you ready? So the tarot that you've received for this full moon in Libra is you've got the King of Wands, which makes a lot of sense, and you've also got the 8 of Cups. And it's interesting because we've got the moon here and the sun, and it's the moon opposing the sun, the sun opposing the moon. It's a little bit of a dance. But let's talk a little bit to the King of Wands first and talk about what you're being asked to do. It's really interesting because the angels are saying you are called through this, with this Libra full moon, to step into grace and authenticity. You're being asked to rationalize the reality that you're living and ask yourself where you're being called to do things differently, right? So you're being asked to connect into what is divine for you, what is truthful for you, what is honest for you. You're being asked to use your words and your communication in a light-hearted, loving way. Be aware, though, the angels are saying. This is about moody, bombastic, angry, sort of, there's a sense of Libran moodiness here. Sort of indecision, but then moodiness with others, because you've got pent-up emotion that you're blowing up at others for. Because Libras are not the softest creatures. They do have their moments, and they do blow up. What else, angels? Anything else to give them for this full moon in Libra? Yeah, keep an eye on your journey. Keep an eye on the way you speak to others. Keep an eye on what's going on in your life, and also shift yourself gently as you move forward. They are also telling me about the Aries Sun, but I think that's in the next card. I'm pretty sure this is your moon, this is your sun. So the sun, oh, actually, fair enough, angels, they're making me laugh. They go, no, that's the moon, that's the sun. Okay, so that's the sun, because it's diplomacy. Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm just funny, because I just don't listen sometimes to what they're saying. But yeah, this is about diplomacy, moving forward, the balancing act, being in tune with where you're meant to be going, doing the right thing, okay? This is about that. But then when you tune into the the Aries energy, you're finding yourself stepping away. But this 8 of Cups actually is talking about you having material things that you need. Yet the angels are saying that there's a kind of distress about it. The other thing that they're saying is it's not necessary, though, because what they're saying, Aries, is actually it will propel you. So where this compels you to diplomacy and kindness and love, this is about propulsion, moving yourself forward, going where you're being called, doing what needs to happen for you to shift. Now, you may feel alone in this. That's the thing that they're telling me. It's quite key here. You may feel as if you're alone on this journey, but the angels are telling you you are not. Where are you not reaching out? Where are you not leaning into others that can help you? Where are you trying to do it all yourself? Because that's an Aries model. Aries wants to do everything itself, doesn't understand teamwork, it's very eye-centric. That's not going to work because this is the Libra full moon. So there you go. That is your beautiful tarot reading. There's a little bit more to give you, for the moon. So let's get to it. All right, let's have a look at what else we've got happening in this moon. So the balm we have is good, right? Because there was all that stuff that I was telling you, it was all kind of upset. But there is some beautiful stuff as well. So let's hear it out. Let's see what it's going to bring you and let's see where it's taking you. The cosmos is offering a support as well. The moon is trying Jupiter, which is opening the hearts and supporting and softening the egos and expanding emotional resilience. There's a buoyancy here, an ability to hold space for hope even through what was friction, what we discussed before. Now, Mars, despite the heat, is actually in harmony. So Mars is in harmony with quite a lot of planets. Forget that little bit we just said about square sun, square moon, square sun, square Pluto. Mars is also in harmony with Neptune, Mercury and Venus, and it's sextile Uranus, all positive aspects. This tells us a more nuanced story. Our actions, Mars, can be visionary, Neptune, grounded, Saturn, connected, Venus, and inspired by Uranus. If we align our instincts with higher values and deeper intuition, the Libra full moon is reminding you that balance isn't about stillness, it's a dynamic, a dance. It's not about avoiding conflict, but learning to meet it with grace. This moon invites us to meditate between extremes, to find the middle path without losing ourselves. And yet, with Jupiter square Saturn and Venus, we may feel stretched between optimism and what's reality, expansion and structure, love and boundary. Growth isn't always comfortable, but it is fruitful. The full moon is not all soft moonbeams. There's intensity, growth, confrontation, and breakthroughs in the air. But with Libra's wisdom and Venus's touch, we are reminded even chaos can be beautiful when we meet it with an open heart. The full moon is a mirror, a magnifier. It's time to release what no longer supports your equilibrium and step into a space where both your inner warrior and your inner diplomat can co-create your path forward. May you find grace in the fire and clarity in your mirror. So I've got a little full moon ritual for you, and it's a tiny little suggested ritual. So maybe you could light a candle, white or pink, you could journal or speak aloud your current emotional truths, write a letter to someone, sent or unsent. If you can send a letter, make sure it's loving. You could, because that's to help you clear relational energy. But it's a really big caveat. If you're sending someone a letter, if it's got anything toxic in it, I would say don't send it. Stick it in a box or burn it or bury it or do whatever works for you. Obviously, safely burning it and safely burying it. Wear or work with rose quartz, blue lace agate or black tourmaline for emotional support. And this, my lovelies, will support you as you move forward and you go forward in grace. Just remember that this full moon asks you certain things. It asks you to do certain things, create certain things and be certain things. I'm going to give you a few of the interesting things of what this full moon is asking you to do. So the full moon in Libra is called to balance the sacred and the practical. So you're being asked to cultivate harmony and balance between your needs and the needs of others. You're also being asked to trust your deep intuition to guide you through all the moments of tension you may feel, and also release what disrupts your peace, what disrupts your peaceful energetic vibration, and embrace that slow and flow of progress. The idea here is that balance isn't stillness. As I said earlier in the message, you are dancing, and you've got to remember that conflict doesn't really have to destroy. It can bring through opportunity to see something anew, and then you can meditate between these two extremes. You can understand that you can co-create, and you can remember that peace isn't always passive. It's often very, very, very powerful. It's a powerful call to raising your vibration. So my darlings, I've actually got a meditation that is going to be done for this full moon as well, so you can check that out. It's a very, very short meditation, but I didn't want to put it on here. I'm not really sure why. Because I want to do music with it. So that's the reason. So namaste everyone. Have a gorgeous, gorgeous full moon in Libra. Do check out the videos if you're interested. And do drop me some comments about how you're feeling and if it's affected you or not. Just so you know, it will affect you if you've got planets or personal points between 16 to, I'll say 25 degrees of the cardinal signs, or if you have your sun, moon, or your ascendant in Libra. So there you go, my lovelies. Take care. I hope to send you so much love. See you soon. Bye.